Michelle are podcast's most interesting and loving couple. Join them every week as this radio personality and this author come together to let you into their lives.
It goes down in the DM, and here we go. Another episode and another couple.
Another couple, yeah.
Joining us. This time, it's, how do you want us to call you on the podcast?
Whatever you want. Lizzie and Andy.
Lizzie and Andy. I like that. Andy and Lizzie in the morning. You guys have like a really good morning show name.
They do, right?
They do. Thank you guys.
Or we can do like Park It with the Parks.
Yeah.
I like that.
Awesome. Yes.
Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
All
thank
right.
you for having us.
So, of course, we met Lizzie through the podcast that she hosts, and she interviewed us for the Valentine's Day episode. That was nice.
That was nice. And if you guys didn't listen to our Sing Chains episode, eat shit. Fantastic.
So we could talk like that here.
Yeah. You guys get to be grown-ups.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so let's get it started. Well, we want to get to know you guys just a little bit, and by that we're going to go ahead and do a couple of. We'll turn that down. I'm sorry, I didn't know that was that loud. We will go ahead and do some icebreaker questions, but first, I want to know about you guys. I want to know where you're from, Lizzie, and Andy, where you're from as well.
Okay, so I'm a Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, born and raised.
All right, East Coast, what's up?
That's right. And yeah, I mean, I've honestly lived there all my life. We spent some time in Baltimore and now in the DC area because I'm in grad school. So.
You're in grad school.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean,
I
you
know,
are
right?
smart. You must be really smart because I couldn't do it. All right, Andy, where are you from?
I was born in San Jose, California, and I grew up in Guam for the most of my childhood. But I've been all over the place: Atlanta, Georgia, Philly, Baltimore, DC, China, Korea.
Wow. So hold on, tell me about. I want to ask about a few of these places, but first, tell me about Guam.
So Guam, imagine Hawaii, smaller, but stuck in the 90s, as Lizzie would describe it. She calls it throwback America.
Do not put that on me.
That's so funny.
I cannot.
You know what?
Barely say that.
I've always called Australia that, so I think that deserves. That deserves. It's very closely related. That's super cool.
It's a tiny island. It's like the size of metropolitan Atlanta. I don't know. It's too small for comfort. Everyone knows each other. So, like...
Yeah. I always say the small places, man. Everybody's banged the local gas station attendant.
Shout out Nina.
She's the island whore.
Did you say shout out to Nina?
Yes, because wait, so on their one episode, she said that Nina was a hoe name.
Nina is a hoe name.
Oh,
Yeah.
She's doing the Lord's work out there.
No, you go. Nina's were just made.
Yeah.
All right. No, that's cool, man. That's awesome. All right. So let's ask a few questions, and this we can come from a few angles with these, actually. Honey, how do you want to do them? So, like, do you want me to ask both of them these questions?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what dream job of yours do you still want to achieve in the future, Andy?
I want to be like one of those Anthony Tucci style like field reporter doing like
My man.
I don't want to be in the middle of a combat zone, but I love listening to NPR, and when they go out to like funny little European towns and report about like vegan ladies who's causing a disturbance and whatever, I'm just like, man, I want to do that too. But
You have the perfect voice for it too, dude. Like, I'm telling you, it'd be the perfect voice. Don't you hear him outside
I
doing
do.
a report?
This is Andy Park.
Yeah.
Live from Guam. Nina, the gas station attendant.
She's on her knees again. Only God knows what she's doing. Sources say she's only cleaning.
Is that what the sources say?
The local giraffe says she has a longer neck than me.
That's crazy.
All right, and Lizzie, what's your answer for that one?
See, I feel like I had an answer, and then his answer was so much more interesting than mine was gonna be, and I was like, oh, now I want to change it. No, I would just stick to my same one. So my career goal is to become a diplomat. So I want to go to foreign countries before I leave the U.S., learn the language and the culture, and then once I'm over there, I'll have real life experience, and I'll be able to understand the people to help the U.S. make better informed decisions about government policy and stuff like that. So. It's nice to have an interesting job. Yeah, that's what I'm in school for right now. So it's an interesting job, and it's where my heart is. So that's what I'm working towards.
That's really dope.
I like that.
But let me tell you something. I like you a lot. Please do not go to Yemen. Like I wanna see you someday in the future.
Right. Yeah. I know. Some of these countries, it gets crazy. So, but who knows? Maybe I'll be there doing diplomacy, and Andy will be there hosting and reporting. I never knew that he wanted to do that, by the way. So I love that question.
All right, Lizzie, what are the skills that you want to learn in the future?
Skills. Are there any limits to this question?
No.
Okay. So I do want to learn to play a couple different instruments. I need to pick up violin again. I definitely want to learn to play guitar. Also, like tap dancing. I would love to learn how to tap dance. I guess they're all performing arts related, which makes sense.
No, I
because
mean,
of the
yeah.
podcast. Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah,
All right. What about you, Andy?
There's so many languages that I want to learn. But when you asked that question, the first thing I thought of was like Tokyo Drift. I've always, I don't know why, but I've always wanted to be able to like drift in a car, like on like the racetracks. That always.
No, I could see why that's thrilling though. 1,000%.
We know a girl who did it actually. Our really close friend Melissa, over across the pond, last year got to drift. And it was a very cool video to watch, and she was super excited about it. So I support this.
Yeah, in high school, I almost died because one of my buddies was like, "Hey, let's go drifting," but he doesn't have a manual stick shift.
Oh yeah.
he just yanked the car to the left, and I smacked my head on the passenger side window. And we almost hit a car and everything.
Oh my god.
He sound like Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah.
Her boyfriend were in this high speed chase recently too.
They wrecked mechanized. All right. Here's a good one. How do you both feel about joint bank accounts in marriage? You both are married, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To each other.
Oh, I hope.
I hope.
We would have to kick you guys off. How do you feel about it?
I mean, we have one.
You have a joint bank account.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I think the question is, how do we feel about having it?
Andy, you get to come back all the time. You understood the assignment.
Actually, though, you were doing so well on this. I'm so proud of you right now.
So, Dave, how do you feel about it?
He hasn't even had a cocktail. Meanwhile, like, I just woke up. I'm like, maybe I should go.
As soon as I came in here, I was like, "Oh man, she just woke up. Step
I
it up,
did.
yeah."
My energy is
That allergy medicine got Andy on point.
No,
Like
it's
Adderall.
crazy. It's crazy. I think it's because I also woke up from a nap, but I had like way more time to sleep than Lizzie did.
And
so-
I let him go first because we didn't want to like oversleep before this meeting. So I was like, all right, you go to sleep first, and I'll wake you up. and then I was like, I'll just catch a couple minutes. But
Yeah.
Y'all are
Liz-
romantic. We go to
Liz-
sleep
Liz is a-
together, and then we wake up and be like, shit, we missed it. We don't do none of that shit.
No, Lizzie is a true boss. She's a real one for that, though. All
Like,
the
I
time, she's
can't- I'm so
always looking
practical.
out for us.
I'm like, no, like I can't do it.
You
All right.
being the host of the podcast, you know, I'm assuming, you know, that's not the only thing you lead. You know, I'm assuming
Right.
you lead a lot of
I do.
other things in your life, and so I think that's really dope for you. I like that
I
for you.
mean,
You have
but
to, right? You that's where I need to get. I need to get better at time management. I suck at time management. I do.
I mean, first step to knowing you have a problem is, admitting it. So there you go.
At
but
least it's
wait.
not drugs.
What was I gonna say though? All right, wait. So that's good. Now I want him to go first because I never really thought about how I feel about. Okay, are we about to have like therapy on air right now? Because that's
Oh, this is
shit,
good.
we need therapy
Oh, no,
too.
trust me.
oh my God.
The dysfunctional cannot help
I'm
the
telling
dysfunctional.
you, we have been trying to get this bit off, and we don't know how to do it. But we've been trying to get this bit off called "Air Your Grievances."
Oh, no, this could be the first opportunity. Okay, all right,
And
here
it
we go.
sounds like we're about to have it about a joint
Wait,
bank
I'm
account.
ready. All right,
right.
are you ready, baby?
All right,
ready.
our
It goes down in the DM presents Air Your Grievances. And what had happened was Danny asked Lizzie a question about joint bank accounts. And now we are Dr. Phil. Lizzie, what is your grievance with your joint bank account with Andy?
I mean, like, I don't feel like I have a grievance, but when you ask the question, my only response was like, yeah, we have one. But that's like, it really didn't answer the question, which Andy pointed out really well. And then I realized,
oh my God, what's up with this music?
This is my rant music when people go on rants.
Babe, keep going.
And then Andy pointed it out that I may have an underlying issue with the joint bank account.
Oh, all right.
Let me
This is gonna get
establish,
good.
Lizzie, you still have not answered the question.
No, Lizzie's good.
How I feel.
Lizzie's media trained, bro.
She's like you. She's like you. She just keeps talking but never actually answers
Wait,
the
hold on. But wait. But media trained and trained in politics too, though. So that's worse.
She's filibuster right now.
I think we need to ask them a different
All right,
question.
we'll ask them a different question.
You know that Dr. Phil quote that you can use, like a word of wisdom that what he gives on one of his shows?
Yeah. Can you give us
watched
some
that
words of
yet.
wisdom?
I mean, like I
You know,
It doesn't
he'll
have
say
to
some
actually be
crazy.
like Dr. Phil.
He'll say some crazy shit like, when two flamingos are walking down, you can't just grab it by the beak. It'll kick you in your throat or something like that. And it's like, what the hell does that mean? We're talking about marriages here.
Oh,
It's so
how
real.
often do you watch Dr.
No,
Phil?
hold on. There was
Because he
actually
does.
Dr. Phil being watched in my house this last week.
hold on. That man left his wife to be with that 14-year-old. We needed to see
Ew.
what happened.
Oh,
And it was a
no.
2-part episode.
Oh no.
All right. So here's the question
What's
for
a
you
fun
guys.
one?
What's a pet peeve? Not about each other. Let's
Thank you.
not air any grievances anymore. Okay. We're trying to prevent that. What is a pet peeve that you have in each one, either one of you?
Why can't I think of a single pet peeve? It's probably because like everything annoys me. So
You sound like Michelle.
Excuse me?
Okay, go ahead.
Wait, turn that music back on.
Andy, what's
Danny,
your
Danny,
pet
please
peeve?
tell us. My pet peeve. I don't know. We're so particular people. A lot of things do annoy us.
give us some examples. I need something to
It could be something as simple as like somebody obviously chewing out loud. I think that's a pet
And I
peeve for
hate that
everyone,
shit.
right? Like
And I hate when people talk when they're eating. Like, talk
Their
to me
mouth
when
full.
you're done.
It's real. That's so real.
Oh,
It-
I got a
it
pet
disgusts
peeve. I I want to eat in peace. Let me eat. Don't make me.
Oh wait,
talk.
that was at me.
No, hold on. There's something about eating alone, right, bro? Yo, hold on, he
No.
gets it.
Yo, I just want to eat. I can't eat and talk. It's so hard.
I'm always trying to get him to talk at dinner. So my family's really social, right? So we just grew up like everybody around the table and like just talking about your day. So like when we first started dating, he would be silent, like dead
No.
silent.
But check this out. I like eating with Lizzie's family because
Yeah.
they don't actually make me talk. Lizzie might get me to talk, but I love listening to their conversations while I'm eating because they'll say some like the funniest things ever, and like I get to learn a lot. But when I'm like out at lunch with like other people, like let's say managers or whatnot, and they'll like try to ask me a question while I have like a whole like like cheeseburger in my mouth, I'm like, bro.
Yo, you know what, bro? I feel that completely. I went out with my mentor from radio, and it was a place, and it had a bunch of like really messy shit on the menu, and I'm like, I'm not taking a chance with this. Give me the simplest burger. Give me some veggies on there, and we'll
And-
go to town.
And like the
Give us
worst
one
part
more.
is like the food starts getting cold like while I'm talking.
Yeah, I want to enjoy it hot. Yeah.
I'm like, bro, please.
Would you rather? So this is for the. Did Lizzie answer?
No, I didn't, and I was still
I
trying
mean,
to
she
think.
said everything annoyed her, and I just kind of took that because I feel that with my whole heart.
Thank you.
Why are you get offended when I said it?
Because you cannot say that about me. I'm your wife.
Wait, what? How? That's bullshit.
It's
All
just
right.
like when my mom called Rufus a spoiled brat earlier, but when I
Aw.
said it, she was like, "Oh, he's an angel." That's how this is.
All right. So for the both of you, would you rather live in the city, country, or near the beach?
Beach.
Oh,
That was an
Lizzie's
easy
a
one.
beach girl. Yeah, I like that.
Oh man, I like all of those. This is the problem.
So, I grew up in the city. I've lived in cities most of my life. Man, I love the country.
I know.
I can't wait to get away and have a house in the middle of nowhere where I'm not close to anyone. And I can blast music, and I can be ignorant, and I can shoot guns, and I can have a good time.
Oh, you want to
Yeah.
be like whistling Diesel over here?
Yes, bro. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All right. Do you have one, Andy? Or you like all of them? You said, right?
I like all of them, and I'll tell you, when I lived in Guam, I used to think that I hate the beach because Guam's like the size of Atlanta, and I was
Sure.
like, I want to get off this piece of rock, and then I go to Atlanta for school, right? Like, actually, that's pretty funny. Yeah, so I go to Atlanta, yeah, and like I'm like smack dab in the middle of the city, and I'm thinking here, I'm like, damn, I miss like the saline air and like sand in my shoes.
Yep.
And like, so I honestly do not know. I equally enjoy all three of them. They have their pros and cons.
Okay. I like it. All right. There's a nice
Stand
little
behind that.
icebreaker.
That is a nice little icebreaker.
You want to ask them about them?
I am gonna ask them about them.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys ready to be in the couple's hot seat for a bit?
Ooh, do we have music for this?
I wish we needed it.
We do need an intro for it. We'll work on that. All right, Lizzie and Andy, I'm going to put you guys in the hot seat for a bit, and our listeners are going to learn about you guys and your love.
Aw.
I hope there's some there.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see, because that one was about me was really strong. So I feel
That
like
came from the chest.
it did. I feel like we together are the Weeknd and they're Daft Punk, and I keep my fingers crossed.
I love it. I love it.
All right, Lizzie,
Yes.
what is something Andy does for you that he's been doing since you first got together that you always appreciate?
He's so sweet. And I honestly told him that when we were dating. I was like, sweetness will get you everywhere. Like it was just like, because it just melts my heart. It's not anything specific, but it's just the fact that he's thoughtful. That's a big deal to me. You know, like it could be like the simplest things. Like he knows that like I'm upset about something, so he'll go and buy like my favorite chocolate. Just no requests or anything like that. Just go and be like, oh, she likes this. You know what I mean?
Did it mean more to you because you never experienced that before?
Oh, see,
Those
we're
little
going back to
things.
therapy. We're going back to therapy. See,
No,
I
this
don't
is
know,
good.
'cause
No, this is good. This is healthy.
I never thought about that question before, though. So it's hard. I gotta
Because
think
like,
about that.
and I'm not trying to put my man Andy out here. I'm a very I try to ask questions from all angles. Like,
Yeah.
did you have somebody that was that went out of their way to do that, buy your favorite chocolate? Because it happens to be that if it's one person that comes into your life and ends up being the one that does all that, it makes more sense to be like, oh wow, like I never had this before. This is great.
I think you might be right.
Yeah, see, I should.
I
Be a
really
therapist.
do.
Okay.
So let me know if y'all can hear the dogs, because I can move. They're just suddenly getting
No,
up
we
and
hear
getting
them, but
rowdy.
it's fine.
Oh, no, they're fine.
Okay.
We like dogs here. We're dog people. All right, Andy.
You know, I was gonna say what I thought in my mind was completely different, but now that I heard Lizzie's description, it's the same thing. But I was gonna call it like attentiveness, because like Lizzie's always watching, and she's always thinking, and she's like, you know, out of nowhere she'll give me advice. You know, she'll do something for me that I didn't even expect out of nowhere. And so yeah, no, Lizzie's also like
Reliable. She's
very,
absolutely
she's
reliable.
very sweet.
You can rely on her.
She's reliable. She's thoughtful.
I want to know your
So-
original answer. The one that you had in your head before I
so
started
I was
talking.
gonna say that, but the word sweet, I was gonna say all of that, but the word sweet wasn't in there.
Oh,
me,
okay.
I'm just
I
kind
was
of
just
thinking
curious.
of it. I was just kind of thinking of it from like almost like a pragmatic love kind of way. Like you're always thinking it's like, okay, like he's at this stage in his career, he's making these kind of friends. I need to like let him know that he needs to start getting plugged in with these kinds of people and stuff like that. Because you really think about all of that stuff, and like, you know, you're not in this industry, but you'll learn about the industry, and you know, like you'll give me practical advice that I never even thought about, and so you're always thinking about different stuff to better us and to try to help me out.
Yeah, no, but I think you're exactly right, though. I think we said it right, because yours is more like emotional and like kind, and mine is very much pragmatic and practical. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, like if he'll come home from work and tell me a story, right? Like, oh, this guy was doing this at work today, and I'm like, no, I'm like, that guy's really popular. Like, you can tell me the story. Of course, I'm your wife. I'm not gonna say anything, but don't tell that story to your coworkers, because they will throw you under the bus. And that guy who's really popular that, you know, you're having an issue with today will be somebody who's trying to get you fired tomorrow.
And
so
then
be
Lizzie will
careful.
come home, right? She'll say like one of her, you know, like people, blah blah blah, right? And I'll be like, oh yeah, someone needs to take a dump on their face or something like that. It's like, it's nothing practical at all, but it makes all of us feel better when we hear and we just laugh, right?
Absolutely. Yep. They used to wish diarrhea upon people.
Yes.
The Elvis Duran show.
Andy, what is something Lizzie has brought into your life that you know now you could never live without?
Sex.
I did not bring that into his life, honey.
Nah, he meant Nina from Guam.
No. Wait, Danny, can you get that clip of Denzel Washington saying "My man's an American gangster"? Because when
You know
shout
he
at sex
can.
like that, when you shout at sex like that, that's exactly what I thought.
He's the clips guy. He's always ready with the clips.
Sound bites. Honestly, Lizzie brought long-term thinking. You know, not trying to air out everything over here, but like I didn't really have a good grasp on like finances. I had no like political forward thinking, like just all these different things that I never thought of that impacted my career. Like she doubled my salary in like how long, babe? Like 2 years, a year, and we weren't
Oh
like
my gosh.
we weren't even married yet at that point.
I like it.
Just from coaching me, and I never like go around saying, "Oh, my wife's my mentor" or anything like that. But she really is, though. So no,
That's
I could not
really
live
dope,
without-
though, man. That's fire. I love that.
I like that. That's a really cool answer, actually. because, like, Danny and I talk about growth all the time and how important it is to not only be able to grow as an individual, but to grow together. And to recognize that your partner is helping you grow is something that will last so long. Because people forget that. Like,
That was a really sweet answer.
She was like, shit, mine wasn't that sweet.
Lizzie.
Okay, so for me, I would say Andy has increased my confidence a lot more than it's increased higher than it was before, which is kind of a little bit crazy because it was already pretty high, but it's just the way that he treats me. It just lets me know, like he just makes me feel like I'm worth it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just, I don't know. It was just, he's just a
nice.
really kind person. Yeah.
All right. I have one last question for you both. Lizzie,
Yes.
how did you know Andy was the person you were going to spend the rest of your life with?
I never have a good answer to this question because I always feel like it's supposed to be some like really dramatic moments or something like that. But as you guys can see, like I'm so logical, and sometimes like that gets in the way of like these emotional feelings of the one. You know what I mean?
Me
You
too,
know?
me too.
So so like that kind of ruins things for me. But to be totally honest, I'm just gonna be straight up. Like I'm really close with my family, and I honestly feel like they knew before I did. Like I knew in the beginning because I knew what I was looking for. I practical me. I had a list. It wasn't a long list because the book that I read said that you could only have 5 things as your non-negotiables. And so she was like, "Don't get crazy, or else you're never gonna find the person." So I had my 5 non-negotiables, and he literally checked every box. And he, like I said, he made me feel good and whatnot. So. It just works. And then when I brought him home, they were like, "Oh my goodness!" Like he fits so well with our family because we're so close that if he didn't fit well with our family, that was just going to be really awkward. Or if he didn't,
I'm
our
so
family.
glad you said that, Lizzie. I talk about that all the time. I've always said that the person that I was going to end up with had to get along with my family.
It's just a must.
Yeah, and people are like, well, they're not fucking your significant other, but it's like,
but it's so much deeper.
No, but it's so much deeper than that because when I go home, I want my partner to feel welcomed.
Right.
I want them to feel when they come to my mom's house
exactly
that they're wanted there.
Right.
And every time we go home, I have to have the conversation like, oh, I didn't like it there. I didn't feel comfortable there. It sucked this time because. And that's just like, I don't want that pressure. And then the same thing, it's like, I don't want that for my mom either or my family either to be like, I wish you could have ended up with somebody that we liked. And I think there's some respect for that. 1,000%.
You can come to Thanksgiving, but your partner can't. No.
Right.
We're coming to Thanksgiving. We're all gonna, laugh and joke. We will be there for hours and hours and hours. So it's best not to irritate each other,
Absolutely.
So yeah, that was just really important. And that just really sealed the deal for me.
Andy?
I knew when Lizzie told me, I think maybe it was our, fifth, somewhere between the 5th date and the 10th date, she had, and we started talking about more deeper things. I mean, even on the first date, we did talk about deeper things, and we were talking about how, like, God leads our path and whatnot. But, like, somewhere between the 5th and the 10th date, Lizzie had told me that her mom, the week before, had prayed before our first date had prayed for Lizzie to see someone that was good or whatnot. And when she told me that, I was like, oh yep, I know this is the one.
Oh, wow.
Because like I always knew, like prior to that, like I always knew that. I was like, oh man, yes, like I want Lizzie and all that. But like when she said that, I was like done deal. Like this like completely confirms that she is the one that I know that I want to be with.
That's awesome.
So
I love that so much because there was a period of time when Danny and I were recording that we stopped talking. And I sat down and I prayed one day and I was like, if he's for me, like I feel he's for me, it'll work out.
Yeah.
And it eventually did. And I'm very, very spiritual. And my faith and my belief is so strong that I really respect that as your answer, Andy.
And I didn't even know that. You never. I'm glad we're here, y'all, because we're getting a lot of things out.
See,
in the
our
open.
podcast does great things.
Yeah. We break them up and we get them back together.
We have the power to do it all. It's amazing. I've gotten called a monster on here.
Oh no.
And then people are like, "Oh my goodness, I get to know about my partner. We're in love more." All right. No, that's good stuff. All right, look. Thank you guys for being here. We really appreciate you guys being on this episode with us. Stick around for some more content. It's good stuff. At Down in the DM Pod for Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. Follow us there. All right, you've got a TikTok for us?
I do have a TikTok.
All right, TikTok. Here we go. Let's. Lizzie and Andy are here with us today. We love playing these and breaking these down, giving our takes. All right, guys, here we go.
What secret did you find out about someone that permanently changed the way you looked at them? I just found out yesterday that my 29-year-old wife, a teacher, started an affair with an 18-year-old student about 2 months ago. We have been together for 10 years and married for 4. We have a 4-month-old daughter and she threw it all away: career, marriage, and family. I had no idea anything was wrong until 6 days ago when I found her crying in bed and she told me she was depressed, no longer in love with me, and suicidal mostly because of my drinking habits. I took sole responsibility, swore off drinking, and had us signed up for marriage counseling the same day, plus got her in contact with a postpartum depression group. 6 days later she is sent to a crisis center by her school and I find out everything after the psychiatrist there makes her tell me the truth when I show up to bring her home. My life is so effed right now that I can't even sleep and I'm holding a 4-month-old baby trying not to cry while her cheating mother is 5 miles away in a hospital room. Safe to say I will never see my wife the same way again.
Wow.
The real question is, are you gonna stay with her? That's what I want to know. That's a hard question. He did say I'll never see my wife the same way again. He didn't say I'll never see that woman the same way again.
Hey, yo. Let me tell you something real quick. You want to hear the disrespectful side of me? Because
Oh, yeah,
disrespectful
let's
side
hear
of me is
Let's
about
hear
to
it.
come the fuck out. Here
Let's
is
hear
the
it.
disrespectful side of me. I would literally make her a worker for me. You want to be a whore?
Oh,
No. It is what it is. You want to be a whore? You're going to make money.
oh.
You're going to make money for me now. You're not going to be my wife. We're not going to be married anymore, but you're going to make money for me.
Damn, Nina on her knees.
Absolutely.
You know, this is so wild because one of the biggest stories in the news right now is that 30-year-old woman who got pregnant by the 13-year-old,
Right.
and she's not facing any jail time because
Whoa,
of the
hold
plea
on.
that she
Wait.
took.
Hold on. Whoa. Rewind. I didn't hear that part. Why is she not facing jail time?
Oh, so she took a plea. I don't remember where she's from, but she took a plea, probably in Florida, and she took a plea that allows her to avoid jail time, and she's pregnant by a 13-year-old. Like,
Wow.
She should definitely be in jail, hands down.
she should be up under the jail. Like,
exactly,
this is
I agree.
wild.
But you see, and this is where the double standard comes in, right? Like,
What?
if it was a dude and it was the other way around,
There would be no plea deal.
oh my God, they would throw him away. They would put him
But-
in there
but
and
you-
throw away the key.
But men kind of do this to themselves, and they perpetuate this double standard. Because I bet you know what I bet you that judge was thinking when that I'm assuming well, actually I don't know if that judge was a dude and the lawyers and the prosecutors, if they were all dudes, like I'm telling you what they were thinking was, where were teachers like that when I was 13?
I mean, that's true.
You
That's
know,
true.
it's funny that you say that,
It's
Andy,
true.
because in the article I was reading, the boy's family said the same thing. Like, how dare these people treat her as if my 13-year-old son's not a victim, and they basically, like, gave her a slap on the back. And she's a woman. We need to stop letting these Mary Kay Letourneaus be out here. Like, what the hell goes on?
Nasty.
I don't know,
I mean-
man. It's gross.
I mean, here's the thing, though. I do feel like that one lady, the one we're talking about with the pregnant lady, wherever she's from, I feel like that's part of the reason why she might have got off. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I do wonder if they were like, oh, well, she's pregnant. And what if there's nobody to take care of the baby while she's in jail? Blah, blah, blah. So they probably like gave her a plea deal for that.
Nah, bitches have baby in jail all the time. Ask Elizabeth Holmes. She had 2 babies in there. she had 2 babies. She had 2 babies in jail.
You had 2 babies in there, Lizzie. Lizzie, that's crazy. Yo, Andy's learning new shit, bro.
He said, shout out conjugals. No, I think he'll leave her, and this is what happened.
I hope so.
Her best friend.
I hope he does
her
too.
best friend will come around. She'll start helping with the baby.
Ooh.
And then she'll start like, I'm sorry she did. I don't know why she did that. You're such an amazing man.
I would never
And then
do
they'll
that.
get together.
He gotta bang the mom.
Oh my God.
He gotta
No,
bang. He gotta
that's
bang
not
the.
gonna happen.
No, he gotta bang the grandmama
No, that's not
No.
happening.
of the baby.
What?
It's going to be the best friend. It's going to be the
It would
mom's
be the
best
best
friend.
or the sister. It's either going to be the best friend or the sister.
Facts.
The sister's fantastic.
I got another one. Play the next one, babe.
All right, let's see.
This single mother made a video about how she met a guy in prison and fell in love. When the internet found out what he did to get there, she had to turn her comments off. It all started when her video about him went viral. Even saw the video and commented, "What'd he do? 'Cause I'm nosy." And if you post your prison husband or boyfriend, you have to tell us what he did. If you're not prepared to tell us, don't post him. I
Yo,
said what I said.
fact.
But she wasn't answering people's questions on what he did. The internet does what it does, and someone found it. And pleads guilty to unaliving pregnant girlfriend.
Oh.
Not so romantic anymore, is it? Of course, I
Oh.
had to verify that was actually him, so I went to the comments of her video where the comments were still on. Someone asked her straight up, please explain dating someone who unalived his pregnant girlfriend as a mother. She said, I'm not justifying what he did, but there's a lot more to his crime. This person added more details from the article I didn't even read. There's no reason to choke someone and set the apartment on fire.
Oh.
Cow.
Shit.
Someone told her, I'm also dating an inmate with a violent crime, so just be careful. She said, he's not violent, I promise.
Yeah, okay.
Hope you're not taking your kid up there to see him at jail.
Oh my God, dog. Yo.
Andy, what do you think about this
God, yo,
as a
what the
man?
fuck?
Let me try to understand what happened because that went by so fast. So this dude unalived his pregnant girlfriend and went to jail so that he could be with this girl in the jail.
No. He was already in jail, right?
He was already in
Yeah,
prison.
this is another girl.
This is a
Yeah.
different girl.
But
Okay.
they found out. She put a video up. This girlfriend of this dude, she put a video up of him, and people found out why he was in prison because they weren't saying, and it ended up being because he killed his
Previous partner.
his previous partner who was pregnant.
Dang, that's so crazy.
Yo. I don't feel bad for anything that happens to this chick. Like,
Why are we not calling it murder anymore?
I
Who was
That's true.
unaliving
Who's
somebody?
unaliving people?
I remember
Like, what does the world come to?
there was this
We
blind
consciously
chick.
uncoupled.
There was this blind chick who was in the news for, and I think she might have been partially blind, but she was in the news for stabbing her boyfriend in a hotel room.
Oh, that was on Dateline. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh,
What?
Dateline is my shit, y'all.
Michelle.
I've never seen someone get so excited over murder content.
It's so true. Michelle sent all these murderous articles in the chat. I'm like, I don't know if I should be hearting these or should I just put a dislike. I can't be like, oh,
I saw you
person shoots other
split them
person.
up.
I know she did. She's like, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but
She was
bitch is
conflicted.
nuts.
I always tell people if something happens to me, y'all know. There's too much evidence.
No, because I
Them group chats
I let
are
my crazy
full.
out. So you don't have to worry because I let it out. It's the people who hold it in.
The most
that
who
you should
hide
be
it.
scared
Yeah,
of.
that you really got to worry about. All right, but hold on. So here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
I really do believe that the second lady who's now dating, quote unquote, okay, he's not prison bae. I can't even give him that name. But this dude, I really believe that he's sweet talking her. Like, I believe that he's in her head. I believe that he knows about manipulation. He knows how to get in her mind. So I would feel bad if something happened to her only because I believe that she is under his
Being
spell, so to
manipulated.
speak. Yeah.
Okay.
So only because of that, I'm like, you know what? And she's like, oh, there's more to the story. Like, how do you know? You weren't there. I don't know. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't believe
Right.
him. But I also don't talk to the man, you know, and I'm not. This is about to be really unpopular. I'm about to get a lot of off the wall comments for
okay.
this. But she went. All right, I don't know. I don't know if she went to jail to meet this man. But if she did go to jail to meet this man, like not, you know, like go up to the person
Sure.
to meet, you know, what does that say about her prospects out here? And I don't know, whatever she's dealing with on
Yeah.
the inside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she can, what I'm saying is, I think that she's probably set up to be manipulated. And
I also don't
and he knows
believe
that.
he's the only one she's fucking.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Well, who else? What do you think?
I think this is just one of those dudes that she holds down. You think somebody like her would wait for somebody who just went in there for killing his like he's going to be in there for a while, yo.
Yeah,
Hold
he
on,
is.
because he didn't just kill her. He choked her and
I
set the
know.
house on fire.
He's a psycho.
Like he
He's a
wanted to
whole
make
psycho.
sure she was
Yes.
dead. He
Yeah, hold
loved
on,
the way
wait.
you lie, that girl.
Yes,
He said,
he
I see you,
did.
Em. I got you.
Yes.
instructions.
Said, I'm tired to the bed and set the house on fire. He's just full on. But hold on, wait. Do y'all think that baby was his? Because I almost said he killed her and his baby. But wait a minute. Now I got a feeling that maybe that wasn't even his baby.
No, that's a great
That's
question.
a good question. What if he killed her because the
Damn,
baby
but
wasn't
you're
his?
like Joe Rogan over there. Where's Jamie to look up the facts?
Oh, we
He's gonna
just
say
talk
that he
shit here.
loves Joe.
I love all the Joes.
But that's what is making me wonder. Was
Yeah.
that baby ever even his? I don't
That's
know.
a great question,
I
man.
don't know. Who else
You
is that
know-
lady sleeping with? I don't know.
I hope they get prison married. I hope she takes it all the way and marries this man.
Why? Why do you want her to marry that man? He's a psycho.
So we could do a follow up, duh.
We need content.
We need content. What do you mean? I'm waiting for this Oscar Pistorius story to, come out somewhere.
That's hilarious.
That's crazy.
I sent you another one.
You want to keep going?
Yeah, I
All
got
right.
another one for my boy Steve.
Steve?
Yep, Steve Hartman. You know, I get a liver, you give a liver.
Yep.
Yes, as Steve
We all
Hartman
get
goes
livers.
on the road with a couple of lovebirds you have to see to believe.
To me, some of the saddest tombstones are the incompletes, the couples where one has passed but the other still present, buried above, under a mound of loneliness. Such as the case of Blossom the Goose.
Last
I hate
August,
geese.
Blossom lost her mate,
you play this?
Bud. They lived on the pond here at Riverside Cemetery in Marshalltown, Iowa. And according to cemetery staff, after Bud died, Blossom's
this one just
grief
for
was
Andy.
as evident as other humans.
Do you know how much
Her
Andy hates
behavior
geese
was
too?
It was quite a change.
General Manager Dory Tommen says Blossom started hanging out near the front office, always staring at herself in the glass or the model tombstones.
I'd be like, yo, go back
She
to
wanted
Canada.
company.
Even if it's just a reflection.
Yeah.
And that's when Dory got a crazy idea. A hysterically
keep swimming,
lovely,
girl.
crazy idea. She posted a personal ad that read in part, "Lonely widowed domestic goose seeks life partner for companionship and occasional shenanigans. Youthful, adventurous, and lively."
I mean, what are the odds you're going to
it's
find
better.
some goose, a male goose?
Oh, in Iowa?
Apparently, this state is lousy with bachelor geese.
So the phone rings? Mm-hmm. And what do you hear? Honk, 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 honk.
No, I didn't hear anything like that.
Instead, she heard humans Deb and Randy Hoyt, owners of a widower goose named Frankie.
He needed a mate.
Yeah, and plus he's so lonely.
You know, I thought, well, that'll be great, you know.
And so they set up a blind date where Blossom welcomed Frankie with open wings.
They started walking off together, and they haven't really left each other's sides since.
A loving reminder that until your last day is etched in stone, don't ever give up on finding goosebumps. Steve Hartman on the road in Marshalltown, Iowa.
What
I
just
just witnessed.
recorded this?
Hold on.
What was this Dateline? Like, what was this? Why did it sound so
Steve
professional?
It was Steve Hartman. Was
I
he
don't
on
remember.
2020, one of them shits?
Something like
48
that.
hours? Something like
No,
that.
not 48 hours.
I think he's on, is he on 60 Minutes?
Oh, it is. It's something like it's like yeah. It's like either 2020 or 60 minutes. Yeah.
Something like that. Andy, I pulled that one just for you. But also, because looking beyond the fact that apparently we all bond over our hatred of geese, I think that this is actually really cute. Like, I don't want Danny to find somebody if I die first. Like, you need to die right after me. But for everybody else, this is like cute. And then the nosy white lady helped her. Shout out Karens in the world.
Actually, though, I'm just happy to see that y'all don't discriminate. Y'all got human love. Y'all got goose love. I'm just happy to see that all love is
This
welcome on
podcast
the
is
show.
about love, sex, and relationships. As long as you're not in a throuple,
Exactly.
we got your back. Like, we got your...
Exactly.
Honey, you're
Yes.
a curmudgeon. How do you feel about this?
Well, you know I hate geese. I had a moment about 6 years ago that traumatized me.
You should share it with Lizzie and Andy.
I was walking around a pond. Okay? Nice time, nice, beautiful. Fall weather. Nice.
Yep.
And tell me why this fucking goose out of nowhere just comes fucking flying and just sits in front of me and just starts squawking at me and hissing.
Oh no,
Would
not the
not
hiss.
let me pass. Was inching closer and closer. I had to keep backing up. This is real.
I believe you.
And we ended up finding out that I guess it was mating season, so he thought I was gonna take his bitch. So you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my pussy, bro. Like, what the fuck is that, bro?
That's not what I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say it was the babies. I thought you were gonna say it was a mom.
Danny, you cannot be taking this geese Nina's out here. Bro.
And his,
You know,
And his-
seriously, man, that shit.
and
fucked
his
me
goose
up.
lady was probably a Nina too. So who knows? He had to be super protective.
Oh, there was history. He knows. Yeah, I bet you that other goose looked like Danny too, and he was like, "Yo, I know you."
Yo, the goose lady put out a single.
Said, that's my type. That's my type.
Yo, no, seriously, you joke around about that, but I swear to God, I always felt like geese flew up to me because they knew that I hated them, and they kept following me that day. Like, I remember a whole bunch of them came up to this one bar, and we were standing by this one area, and a bunch of them just flew up to me. Not everybody else. They were all flying at me. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? I didn't do shit. I didn't do a thing.
Do you have goose energy, Danny?
Probably.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Wild
BGE.
animals are dicks. Like, wild animals are super dicks. My friends and I in undergrad, we were sitting
Drifting?
in between classes.
That was high school, Michelle.
In between classes, we were sitting outside, like, having a smoke, and like we kept feeling like these like pebbles or acorns or whatever like dropping on our heads, and we look up and we see these two squirrels, and we're like, oh, that's got to be a coincidence. So we just move, right? Because we're like, shit's falling on our heads, and like it happens again.
No,
but
bro,
it's
they're
like,
cocksuckers.
and like we look up and it's those same two damn squirrels, and we're like, there's
Yes.
no way. So we walked like a block away, it happened again.
Mm-hmm.
These squirrels are following us,
They're
chucking
following
shit
you.
at us. Why? And we moved. We thought we were in their territory. We moved. They followed us.
No, bro,
Listen.
same thing. I every day there was a few crows, and those are evil motherfuckers too,
Yeah,
man.
they
Like
are.
crows, even if you like hit them or do something, like they will remember, and they'll come and fuck you up, and they tell all their other little crow homies. Like to come through and start fucking you up and shit.
Yo, and crows, they will remember features
Yes!
about you. Like if you have a certain haircut, like they'll even they'll have like sounds for like fat, short,
What?
or
That's
like
crazy.
or
Yeah,
like
crows are evil.
Crows like
They're
smart
evil.
and evil.
But
They'll-
I literally would get followed when I was living in Washington State, and I would walk from and it was a large apartment. I mean, it was a long walk from my apartment door to even out to the main road. And so I would do that walk every day to go to work, to take the bus, and I swear to God, this crow would just hover over me and follow me. Fucking
Oh, that's insane.
follow me.
Did you have food? Like, what was it looking for? That's what I want to know.
The only thing I could
No,
think
they
is like
don't have to be
sometimes
looking for nothing. And I really feel like we should stop talking about them because I hate crows too.
no, crows are messed up.
No, they are fucked up. And let me tell you something. Me and my best friend went to New Orleans in 2021. And there was this crow sitting on the power line, minding its own business.
Yeah.
So we were like, we're not going to park here because we don't want to disturb you. So it went and
You
sat
let
on
that
the
crow
little
win?
post.
No, crows are big.
I don't know enough about
They're
these
big
birds. I'm
and
not
they're
gonna
mean.
lie.
Crows and ravens, they're big. They can make tools.
Oh
They're
wait,
like
how
the
big are they?
They're
How
they're
big
like
are
the
they?
size of my head or even bigger. Like,
Yeah,
That's
like they're huge. And then we looked up, we get ready to leave. There's instead of one crow, there's 3 crows. Just sitting there
Oh my
staring at us as
goodness.
we try to leave.
They're
And then we
plotting.
had to debate if we wanted to really go, so then we had to run back and forth to the car. But the
Oh my
day we got
goodness.
ready to leave New Orleans, there were 8 crows on
Just
that
waiting
power.
for
I
you.
said, no. We're going to wait until like, we will not be going out.
do you know what the
I was so
quantifier word for a group of crows is called?
What is
Yeah,
it?
murder.
A murder.
Those
Is it
bitches.
If there's multiple
why they're
crows,
evil.
it is a murder of crows.
I'm so
That's
glad you said that because that leads us
insane.
into a fatal attraction since Lizzie already
my
thinks I'm a
goodness.
psycho. And I sent you a really good one.
Justified, yes. Let's see. Oh, are we not doing well?
I mean, we'll see.
Okay.
He appeared on TV as a bailiff on a long-running judge show. Now the tables have turned, and he's found himself on the other side of the law. The Texas sheriff's deputy has now been charged with murdering his own wife.
My man.
He was the burly bailiff on the popular judge show Justice for All with Christina Perez. Now he's facing justice, charged with murdering his wife.
All rise.
63-year-old Renard Spivey is a real-life Texas deputy sheriff and bit-part actor, best known for his role as sidekick of testy Judge Christina.
Can you give Renard all of your evidence, please? Okay.
Police say Spivey called 911 at 3 a.m. last Sunday to say he accidentally shot his wife Patricia twice as they struggled for his weapon.
Shot her twice accidentally.
Normally, close to the accidentally shot female in the chest and arm. Male seemed to be shot in the leg.
The victim's brother told police Spivey's wife accused him of cheating on her, and Spivey said, "She's going to make me rise up like the Incredible Hulk, and it ain't going to be good."
He's
But
turning
Spivey's
green.
defense attorney says he tried desperately to save his 52-year-old wife's life.
One shot went through her arm, the other in her chest, and then for 20 or 30 minutes he's on 911 trying to revive her.
Now the bailiff's next role will be in front of a real-life judge in a real-life courtroom.
Authorities say they have
Fame
no
kept his
previous
head.
record of any domestic violence situation involving Spivey or his wife. He's expected to be in court this week for his arraignment.
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's crazy, man. All right, look, I'm gonna share my thoughts first here because this is crazy. Even if it was wrestling over a gun, why would you wrestle over a gun? If I had a gun, I wouldn't even be taking it around my wife. I would take all preventative fucking measures. You know what I mean?
You know, my thing about this, too, is they live in Texas. She's probably as great a gun handler
as
he is. Mm-hmm. So I don't believe that they were wrestling over a gun. You know what I believe? I believe she threatened to leave him.
I believe she came at him with the gun first. I'm not saying that it's right, but I feel like he probably did something. She was like, you know what? You're going to get it today. And he was like, not if I get you first. So I could see the wrestling over the gun happening. I'm just trying to figure out what started it.
I don't know. You know, all right. So I don't know about wrestling because I just looked up the picture of this guy. This guy is huge. I don't think anyone's wrestling with him anytime soon.
Oh, wow.
He's a huge dude.
Wait, look at her. Did you get a picture of her?
No. Let me look her up. But he looks like Terry Crews almost.
Was that the Incredible Hulk side of him? He's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, he already looks like the Incredible Hulk. Like, yeah, I looked up a picture of his wife. His wife is not doing any time. Yeah,
she's not here.
I was just saying, she doing now, baby. She doing no time.
She the one that lost.
He is way bigger than her. There was no like.
There was no wrestling, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on.
But you know, I also just because it was never reported and the police never came, that doesn't mean there was no domestic abuse in that home. It just means the police never got called. She could have got fed up.
Right.
And then he could have got full of himself with his little Judge Christine check and his little side, you know.
I'm working TV, bitch.
His little stenographer on the side. Like,
ooh, stenographer Nina. but hold up, though, because the thing that I want to know is why was he on the phone for 20 and 30 minutes, quote, trying to revive her?
Right,
I feel like she was already dead. I feel like she was already dead.
Like, why did it take 20 minutes for the police?
You know it takes forever for the police to show up.
But why was he trying to, why was he pretending?
911.
If
hold
you
on.
called 911
and you say someone was shot,
get here immediately.
Like someone can die. like 20 and 30 minutes, she bled out. What if she could have been saved?
I guess he was trying.
Right? No.
And
I don't
he
think
failed.
No, he failed on purpose. I think he shot her. He knew she was dead, and he was like,
he needed to call the cops to make it.
Yeah, I think he set it up. I think he set it up to look like that.
He wanted it to look like manslaughter as opposed to like a whatever degree felony, like attempted.
Get a little less time. He in the court all day. He know.
Yeah.
He knows how these rules work.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, that Christina Perez looks like a Nina, so maybe it wasn't the.
She sounded like one too. I'm not gonna lie.
Unless that stenographer has a way with their fingers on them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, she might have messed with his prostate. Oh, they're gonna type really fast back there. Like,
hey, don't mess with an old man's. Don't mess with an old man's prostate. Did y'all hear the news? Like,
old people are nasty.
Wait, what's the news?
Yo, they are.
What's the news?
I forget if it was in Alabama or Georgia, but this one like old dude got a prostate exam, and when the doctor was doing the exam, he ejaculated.
Oh yeah,
right. And then he went back home, got his gun, came back and shot and killed that doctor for making him ejaculate.
Oh my god! Can you pull this story up? I
was gonna say Michelle would love this. I'm sorry, Michelle. I got to see you sooner.
Oh my god!
This is
let me pull it up.
Yeah, right.
A Florida man, a Florida man,
Florida.
56, shot his physician close range twice in the chest for making him climax during a prostate exam by the Social News Daily.
All right, Andy, you got this. We're gonna let you present the story. You ready, babe?
All right, hold on a second. I just read.
Oh, this is a Florida guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Florida man shoots doctor for making him climax during a prostate exam. That's.
This is fantastic.
On the day of the crime, which went down on August 22nd, Milo Johansson absconded the state of Florida. Fortunately, the physician he shot survived. Oh, he survived. I thought he died. So he survived the wounds of gunfire, and he has now fully recovered fully. Johansson, who is in Jacksonville, was a car salesman, had vanished without a trace. He is presently a fugitive, and some folks think he had potentially left the United States.
Child, he in Iowa.
No, did you guys hear about the 80s?
Like the male G spot. So the mom was more G spot.
Okay.
What?
Somebody talking about the story, but he felt like he needed to interject about the prostate being the male G spot before he told him.
Yeah, that's crazy. Michelle, what were you gonna say though?
Did you guys hear about that woman who got found in Puerto Rico after being missing for 30 years?
Oh.
I mean, I don't know what she did, but
Is she good?
She's good actually. So
Okay.
as the story goes, apparently she had some mental health issues.
Okay.
And back in the 90s, she used to tell people she was going to go live in Puerto Rico. Well, she got caught up with drugs and some dude, and then she disappeared. And these nursing home carers in Puerto Rico were talking to this woman, and she was telling the story about her former life, wherever the hell she was from. I think she's from Philadelphia, actually. And they were talking about her former life, and one of the ladies put two and two together and started looking up missing persons reports and figured out that the woman was telling the truth. Everybody thought she was crazy, and it turns out they found her wandering the streets of Puerto Rico, and since she had mental health issues, they put her in this assisted living place.
Wow.
And she's been there for the last 30 years.
That's crazy.
Wow.
The last 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she did tell people she was gonna go live in Puerto Rico, so I don't know what people.
You know, it really hurts me that they don't take crazy people seriously.
Seriously?
Because everybody was like, oh, that's so funny, haha. But because she had mental health issues, but obviously she ended up there. I would have checked there first. I'd be like, and then here go her sister all over the news. I hope one day we're reunited. You had 30 years to reunite with your sister. You knew where she was going. You didn't want those problems.
You really think she knew though? I don't know.
Hell yeah. I think she helped her get there. Here's the thing about being an older sibling who doesn't want to be responsible for the rest of those little motherfuckers.
Right.
If my little brother was like, hey, I'm about to go to Puerto Rico. This is where I really want to be. How can I help you? Because you are on my nerves. How can I help you make your dream come true? Just let my mom call. You know where your brother is? Nah.
No.
I ain't seen that man. Don't worry. Honey, you have one more story for us?
No, I was trying to find a full story about that, but it's just a bunch of podcasts that were talking about it. No, that's it. I think it was good.
I think it's good.
Yeah. That's plenty of content. Thank you, guys.
Wait, that's it?
You guys want to do more?
When did we talk about the Courtney gummy vitamins? And hold on, I had stuff to say.
Okay.
Wait, what? Courtney gummy vitamins?
You want to present the stories? Because you definitely can. I mean, we were going to come back with you guys next Sunday, but you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. We'll talk about it then. We're
not going to rush away.
Oh, okay. All right.
So.
Yeah. All right, that's perfect.
Hell yeah.
So, Lizzie. Let's talk about women and men and hanging out with their whole friends. And I love this so much off of the heels of our friends Precious and Shane just visited. And one of the things Danny and I discussed was like having married people in your home opposed to single people is such a different vibe. Like,
it really is.
There was a minute where Danny and I stuck away for some privacy, and Precious came and knocked on the door, and I was like, "Oh, not right now." so when it was done, and I came out, she was like, "You good girl? We all married in this house,
right?"
And that's the kind of friendships I need at this point in my life. Like, I don't have a lot of single friends anymore. How about you?
I don't really either because you kind of can't. So single girls just want to do different stuff. You know what I mean? Like single girls. All right. Married girls still like it's not like we don't want to have fun or we don't want to go out anymore. Like if we go out, we're good. But it's a different vibe when you go out. When you're single, you're like, who am I taking home tonight? You know what I mean? Who can I date? Who can I like? It's all about like you be like on the prowl. When you're married, it's just a certain level of like security and confidence that like either you just with your other friends, like your other, whether it be like your other married friends or even if you're with your other single friends, but it's just, for me, it's weird when I'm with my single friends because they are literally all trying to be out and I'm like, well, like I can't do that and I don't have any interest in it. So like, okay, I'm gonna just chill. Like, you know what I mean?
This is how I knew I couldn't hang out with single chicks anymore. A few years ago when I was still working, I went out after work with some of my single coworkers, and I was in a long-term relationship.
Yeah.
Well, one of the coworkers, a dude started like flirting with her and hitting on her, and then he had a friend, and so his friend was sitting at the table and he was talking to me, and I was so uncomfortable because I was in a relationship, and I was like, man, I cannot hang out with single women anymore. Because this is wild. Like, don't put me in a position where I have to entertain this dude.
And they don't even be caring. They only care about themselves. They're just trying to get laid. So, like, you know what I mean?
And then they'll leave.
Right? That's what I'm saying. They do not care. They will leave for, like, a long time and not come back. And you don't even know when or if they're coming back. And then you're just stuck there with the friend. Not only that, though, but the thing that I love about being married, too, is wearing the ring. Because I just, like, find ways to just keep flashing it so I can, like, make it really clear. You know what I mean? Because, like, it's kind of like, I kind of felt like a douchebag being like, oh, like, they're like, oh, so, yeah, so, what you getting into after this? I'm like, I'm really about to go home, but I'm like, well, my boyfriend, and my boyfriend, like, you just got to keep, like, trying to, like, find ways to let him know that you're in a relationship. You know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah, I don't know. It's, like, it's awkward. But no, single friends, they don't care. They just care about themselves. So all of my friends, honestly, if they're not married, they're in a relationship, like a long-term, like something serious. Because if they're not, I know how that goes. Like, I already know, you know, you want to go out, you want to look for somebody. That's just, we're not doing the same thing in life.
Well,
so
I like being married because my wife, and I think when you have that marriage aspect to everything, you know not to go seek advice from single people.
Oh, you can't.
Like when you're in a relationship, a lot of people tend to not care about that, but it's like, no, even when you're in a relationship, you should only seek advice from somebody who's in a relationship.
Exactly.
Not from your single friends, because they're single for a reason.
Exactly. Not only that, but here's the thing. Your single friends, whether you're married, in a relationship, whatever, your single friends will always say, it could be like the smallest thing. What? He ain't doing the dishes? Leave. I wouldn't put up with that. You shouldn't put up with that. And it's like, I'm married. I can't just leave over every little thing. Like, no.
And why would you want to? Like, that kind of toxic mentality is why you're single.
Exactly.
But, you know, that actually brings me back. You know, Lizzie, one of the things that you said about Andy when we were getting to know you was that you had a list.
I did.
And one of the things that I say is I used to have a list too, but I threw it out because.
Did you?
Oh yeah, I used to have. And let me tell you something. Danny didn't check a lot of my boxes. When I had my list, I was very specific. I was specific about height. I didn't want him to have facial hair.
I was going to ask you. I was going to say, was your list superficial? I was literally going to ask you that.
No. I don't feel like it was superficial.
That is superficial.
I feel like... hold on.
No.
I feel like you can have preferences. I feel like you can prefer...
Women can, not men.
Men can too, but
men
the thing about men versus women is men are disrespectful.
No, men can't.
Disrespectful.
That was very racist. Oh my God.
That took a turn.
Men are disrespectful. and so it's like, me, it's like, I prefer you not to have facial hair. Men, it's like, she gotta be a bad bitch. That's not the same. Like, that's not the same at all.
Okay, but here's
so
the
what's
reason
the
why.
difference between a man saying, I want a chick with a fat ass, I like girls who got this, that, physically, to a woman who says, I want a man with a big ass dick?
Okay, hold on, wait. Let's not.
Hold on.
Let's not. Those two things are kind of different.
I was gonna say, yeah, bring me down. Those two things are very different.
Yeah,
They
I
are
would
very different.
compare. I would compare like if he said like I want a whatever 34 double D. I would compare that to the height. You know what I mean? Because not everybody has it. Like I feel like those two things are more so comparable. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Michelle?
I feel like things are comparable, and I feel like, but I also respect a man who's like, I'm an ass man. My girl gotta have some booty, but you need to be respectful about it. When I used to tell dudes like I'm not interested in dudes with facial hair, I wasn't disrespectful about it. I just let them know up front I don't like dudes with facial hair.
Okay,
or
but hold on
dreadlocks was a big thing for me.
Oh
like,
no,
I don't
dreadlocks.
date dudes with dreads.
That's not my thing. But here's the reason why I call it superficial, and I can see where preferences. I agree with you. It's just a preference. But the reason why I say it's superficial is because there's a book. It's called Become Your Own Matchmaker. This lady needs to sponsor y'all. I say that every time I be giving people all these plugs. But I don't agree with everything in the book. But she does say have 5 things that you will not negotiate on. And she's like,
I agree with that.
And like, she's like, it doesn't need to be like everything like down to the T. She's like, because maybe someone is not super tall, but they treat you really well. Or maybe, they're not, 6-pack or 8-pack, whatever like that. But, they do like whatever, like just, it's about give and take, right?
It is.
The only reason why I say superficial is because if everything on the list, and I'm sure yours wasn't, Michelle, but if everything on the list was like, he gotta look like this, that, and it's all about looks. Like, to me, that's superficial because you're not getting like to the deeper part where the person is. You know what I mean?
Well, unfortunately, we see that though, and especially with younger girls today.
Yeah.
Because of the availability of things like OnlyFans and being able to make so much money online with your body, and they don't realize that you're gonna get old at some point. So, like, do you have something else to fall on?
I will say, too, I did have a list, and some of my list was superficial. And the fact that Danny didn't check some of my boxes meant that when we sat down and discussed our mutual non-negotiables, he had an understanding of, just like he didn't date black girls before we got together. Like, we had an understanding of we had differences.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't do this. But wait, can we do another one? Not right now, but another segment on dating, interracial dating, because I feel like that's also something that's going to be an interesting topic. But anyway, okay, back to you said no.
No, we can definitely do it.
We definitely can do it.
All right, let's talk about that.
Let's do it right now. 6:46.
We got 10 minutes.
We got 10 minutes.
All right, wait, we got to finish this one, though.
We haven't even taken our shot yet. Did we really start?
Oh, this is my guy. Oh, I like this guy. Oh man, I didn't know you were a drinker like me. This is fantastic.
I thought this was supposed to be like cocktail it up, like get a little.
Are you okay, honey? Are we okay?
What do you mean? Are we okay?
Do we need to? How do we do this? I didn't know we were cutting it short with them this week.
Well, we have to because we told Marana we could call her at 7 o'clock.
I thought it was 7 o'clock Central. I wasn't thinking.
No, don't worry about it. Plus, I gotta finish my midterms this week. Next week, I'm gonna get done all my work early. And
get all your work. Be responsible.
Yes, and we'll be on time. And you guys can have us from 4 to 7.
Yeah.
All right.
Because today was crazy. I did not expect to be out the house that long.
No, don't worry about it.
No, seriously though, but we'll mark that down and we'll talk about that next week. The moment we get that going, and then and we'll have a good time.